Hello, saxo friend, Kadrian here, the Sax Hobby Coach. As you can see, I'm enjoying the beautiful Caribbean sky. Yeah, beautiful Caribbean sky. All right, this is the first video in our Pro Gig Tip series. Now, one of the biggest mistakes that musicians make, that creatives make, that artists make is forgetting that they are a business, that they are the business. A lot of time is spent working on the craft, working on perfecting the melody, the improvisation, creating that work of art, while forgetting that they need to eat, they need to pay the bills, they need to wear clothes. And therefore, you want to be aware of the three types of gigs that you will run into. Now, if you're just a hobbyist who is playing music for fun out of your bedroom and maybe with a few friends, and you have no intent of making money from your craft, then these points will not apply to you. The first type of gig is your paying gig. You'll be paid to play at a concert, at a wedding, at a funeral. You'll be paid for your services. Now, before you give a client a price, always ask questions. And one of the best ways to accomplish that is to keep a checklist. You can find my master checklist or cheat checklist at the link in the description below. First question you need to ask is, when is the event? You need to ask, where is the event? How long are you going to play? Because you will charge one client to play at a wedding $500 while you're going to charge another client $1,500. Why is there a difference? Because it's going to depend on what you're playing. Are you going to play during the signing ceremony alone, during the cocktail hour? Are you going to play during the dinner? Are you going to play for the entire wedding? So those things will come into play, and you can find the rest of questions that you should ask on the cheat list. The second kind of gig is going to be your promotional gig. This is a kind of gig that does not necessarily mean that you will be paid for it. In some cases, your transportation cost will be covered and you may be fed. That's about it. And sometimes you will get no compensation at all. It is strictly on you to cover all the cost. But you're using that as a platform to promote yourself so that others can be aware of who you are, what you do, and therefore they may seek your services. A perfect example of that can be going on a talent show like AGT. Making it through one or two rounds is going to bring a lot of eyeballs, and therefore people will be aware of you and they will seek out your services. The third type of gig is called the charitable gig. There's nothing called a free gig because everything has to be paid for by somebody. If somebody does not pay for it, you will have to pay for it. That's your time, that's going to be covering your transportation costs, etc. You are giving back and you will not be compensated for it. Maybe you're part of a club, maybe you're part of a community, they're raising funds to help needy kids, they're seeking to buy equipment for a school, etc., etc. And therefore you're offering your services to these people or at this gig so that you can raise money, and that is your way of giving back to your community. Now, we'll be continuing with some other pro gig tips, so stay tuned, and as always, push play until something happens. Peace.